Secondary screenings look very different than primary screenings. Typically, we do not have screeners at the middle and high school levels, and often at the upper elementary levels as well. In place of a screening assessment, we can use a technique called multiple gating. Multiple gating is a screening procedure mentioned frequently in literature, reaching beyond academic screening to also include behavior and social-emotional screening. This is one approach to universal screenings at the secondary level. It involves looking at historical data such as grades, EOG, EOC scores, attendance, and discipline data. It is a quick pass of a lot of information. When looking at all students in a grade level, a risk indicator may be that the student does not show a passing score on the EOG and does not pass English Language Arts and other courses. This information would then lead to reviewing attendance and discipline data. The review of this data should yield information on where to target the next step in assessment, which may include completing curriculum-based measures. The sequence of a comprehensive assessment system for secondary students is to use the multiple gating early warning system as a screener, then use diagnostic assessments to find the underlying issues, and then use progress monitoring to assess instructional progress. Let's take a look at what the multiple gating early warning system would look like for an actual student. We are going to look at Katie, a student you will be discussing in more detail later in this course. For now, we will do the historical review to see if there are any indicators showing a need for further assessment. Katie is a 6th grade student who has a history of relocating to various parts of the state due to family circumstances. Her teachers indicate she is demonstrating signs of significant academic struggle. After the school team identified her as at risk, they gathered additional historical information. As you can tell from the student information form, her grades are below average in ELA, science, and social studies. Going back to her grades from 3rd to 5th grade, we can see a downward trend as the years progressed. Katie's EOG data reflects that she was at the 34th percentile at the end of 5th grade in reading. Again, the trend over the years shows the gaps are getting wider. The fact that Katie has maintained steady scores in math over the years, as indicated by both grades and EOG scores, and does well in her elective classes, tells us she may have reading difficulties which are impacting classes requiring heavy independent reading. She clearly has no behavioral issues impacting her learning, and her attendance in school over the years has been very strong. Based on this historical information, the next steps would be to conduct some diagnostic assessments to ascertain Katie's specific areas of need and determine an instructional plan to address those needs.